and welcome here to TalkFCB, and welcome back to the channel today, guys, for a Barça news roundup that is going to be coming your way. We are going to be discussing Robert Lewandowski once again, and those rumours that will not go away, linking him with a move to Barça. We're also going to have an update on Barca's pursuit of Rafinha and what Leeds' stance may be when it comes to the winger this summer, and of course, the big news story surrounding Ousmane Dembele and the possibility that he could renew at Barça. It is all coming up, so let's do it. Come on. And indeed, guys, today's news roundup is coming to you courtesy of the One Football app, which of course is the best way, especially ahead of this summer transfer window, to stay right up to date with all of the latest news, all of the rumours. It is right there on the app. That is the place to be ahead of the transfer window. And with One Football, a long-time supporter of the channel, they've helped me to do what I do for many years indeed. So if you do want to download the app using the link in the description below, that will be much appreciated indeed, guys. But if we kick off with some news indeed, because if we first of all start with Gerard Pique, because some of you may have noticed that over the past few days when Barca there released the info on training, when they're releasing the pictures and videos, Pique has not been in any of the sessions this week. Some people wondering, well, where is Gerard Pique? Well, actually, given that he's not been on international duty, he's taken this opportunity upon himself here to actually take a bit of treatment on an ongoing adductor problem that he's had basically over the past few weeks, over the past few months. Pique, throughout this season, he's really been playing through the pain barrier. Even under Xavi so far, he's been playing whilst not really 100%. And I think especially looking at our last game, of course, El Clasico there, I think Pique's certainly there. He wanted to be available for that game. He really forced himself to be ready and in Xavi's team, and he still has been playing through that pain. So it's incredible, really, that he has been putting in such brilliant performances. Credit where it's due to Pique. But now, during this international break, he has taken on that bit of treatment, that bit more time to recover from that ongoing problem. He is expected now to return to training on Friday, and hopefully here, that will help him, especially with a big end of the season that we've got coming. This final push now, we need him at his best, and we need to see basically him continue what he's been doing since Xavi arrived. But if we then do move on to the other end of the field, from defence to attack, and if we start to talk here about Robert Lewandowski, who of course last night sent Poland to the World Cup, keeping his cool there from the penalty spot in what he described after the game as the most difficult penalty of his life. All the while, of course, plenty of transfer rumours swirling around there when it comes to his future right throughout this international break. And many of you guys are asking, what is the latest on Lewandowski? We're hearing lots of different things here linking him to Barca. Is there really any chance of that? Is there any substance to those rumours? Well, it has been reported over the past few days, firstly by Fabrizio Romano, that Lewandowski would actually favour a move to La Liga. He would like the opportunity one day to play in La Liga, something, of course, that he's never done. He hasn't done yet, but he would be open to that. And this also comes after several sources in the Catalan media have basically said that Barca and Lewandowski, they have an agreement. They actually already have sort of got that agreement between the two of them that if a transfer was possible, if it could happen this summer, Lewandowski reportedly would be open, very much so, to joining Barca. However, what I do want to say on this Lewandowski situation, and of course we have discussed it a few days ago now on the channel, I still do feel here, guys, like all of this, it's a bit premature. Because what we have to remember here is that even with the contract dispute going on there between Lewandowski and Bayern, he is still under contract there until 2023. Still this summer, he's not going to be free. Bayern are still going to be asking for money for him. It's still going to be difficult to get him. And I just think here that the reality is that Lewandowski's preference would be, I feel, to stay at Bayern. I think he feels comfortable there. He's been so good there. And I think in an ideal world, he wants to be staying and signing a new deal at Bayern. But of course, what we said before is that he's waiting for that deal. So I think all of these Barca rumours right now, maybe there's interest there. Maybe there have been a few initial discussions behind the scenes. Maybe a bit of sounding out on both sides. But I don't think there's anything too concrete at this stage, at least. And then there's Rafinha, another full forward player, another attacking option that, again, there's been so many rumours. Barça, Leeds, Raphinha, that's all you've been hearing over the past few days in the media. And it does seem as though Barça definitely are looking at Rafinha. They definitely like him as a player. I think he's somebody, like I said before, I think he would suit the way that we want to play. He would really fit in well in a Xavi Hernandez team. And there may well have been some initial talks, especially there given that Deco is his agent. But what I personally believe right now is that Barca's interest is mainly based around that relegation clause. I think Barca are looking at this deal as though if Leeds do go down, if they were to get relegated, then it's reported Rafinha would be available for just 25 million. 25 million euros for a player of that quality. You could understand why there is interest on our side, but right now, Leeds aren't going down. Right now, the likelihood is that they won't get relegated. Of course, it's not ruled out. They could get relegated. Obviously, I don't want to wish that on any team. But I think right now, Barca are sort of banking on that relegation clause. If it came about, they would look to take advantage of that. But I think otherwise, it's going to be tough. Because Leeds right now have Rafinha under contract until 2024. And I think if they do stay up, they're going to be asking big money. They are not going to let him go on the cheap. They're not going to be happy to do any business with us. There have been a few rumours about swap deals, and these are all different things that are just swirling around at the moment. But I think on Rafinha, there's interest, but we're yet to take it that step further, which is interesting, because then we move on to another winger. This one is currently at the club, and indeed playing, to be fair, very, very well indeed. Let's talk about Dembele, because obviously now it's been a few months since all of the renewal talks happened, all of that stuff went on, but now it is being reported very, very interestingly throughout the Spanish media that Dembele and Barca are once again now restarting talks. They are just opening negotiations, very, very slightly, early days of course, but those talks between Dembele's side and Barca are getting underway again. And I'm interested to see how this plays out, because of course what we know is that Dembele's agent last time around, things didn't go well. Negotiations, relations between the two parties certainly were not good at all. Reportedly Barca would like Dembele now in these new negotiations to take on a more prominent role. They would like Dembele basically to find his voice in these negotiations. They don't really want to be dealing only with his agents, because Barca feel as though what Dembele says in private, what he says there to his teammates, the Xavi, about wanting to stay, about being happy here, they don't get that same feeling when they walk into the negotiation room, when they're sitting down there, when they're talking face to face with Dembele's representatives. They don't get that same feeling. So what they would like Dembele to do now, if we are going to open those negotiations, if we are going to go back in and start again, they want Dembele to have a bigger role so that it takes some of the prominence away from his agents. And I think it's very interesting, because I actually think here, entering again, restarting negotiations, I actually think both parties are going to come back into this and think, you know what? I've actually strengthened my hand. I've strengthened my position, because on the one side, you can understand Dembele saying, look, I've been brilliant. I've been really strong. I've been injury-free. I've kept myself in the team. My discipline has been good, and I've been performing really well under Xavi. Quite clearly here, I've got a good argument coming back to the negotiating table. But I also think on the side of Barca too, I think they're going to be sitting there thinking, okay, Dembele, he's coming back. He hasn't agreed anything elsewhere. He hasn't got a contract yet at another club that maybe he would have expected to. He hasn't accepted an offer elsewhere. So quite clearly, he's open there. He's open to what we're saying. And let's not forget here, and what I think is the biggest sell of all, the biggest driving force behind wanting to stay at Barca, it's about Xavi. We have, and we know that we have here, a hugely exciting project. We've got a phenomenal coach. We've got something really exciting going on. And ultimately, you'd be saying, well, what player wouldn't want to be part of that? If you've got ambitions, if you've got aspirations, you will want to continue being a part of this journey. And it's going to be very, very interesting to see when they both do sit down. We don't know how those negotiations are going to go. It could go in any direction at all. But certainly, let's stay tuned, and I will keep you posted on all of those latest developments. But what do you make of it, guys? What do you make there? First of all, on the Dembele situation, would you like to see him now stay at the club? Do you feel as though an agreement can be reached on the side of Barca, on the side of Dembele? Do you believe that they can actually agree on terms this time around? Do you think maybe it won't happen? Do you think that still there may be too much water under the bridge, given what's happened before? Let me know those thoughts down below. And also, of course, on Lewandowski, on Raphinha, and Gerard Piqué too. Let me know those thoughts down below. I will see you soon, of course, with more videos to come as Barca close in on their return. Thank you for joining me here today, and thank you indeed for all of your fantastic support. I will see you soon. But until next time, as always, Visca El Barça.